Hey everyone, welcome back to AndyDemos. Today I'd like to show you the latest from Rorschach Devices. This is the Misophenia, and it's a very cool take on a classic distortion, but it really does its own thing, so let's get into it. The Rorschach Devices Misophenia starts with a classic rodent foundation, but takes a turn at every step of the way to provide a much more flexible distortion, thanks to a 3-band Hifi-inspired EQ section. Classic distortion tones are easily found with liberal use of the mids, but there are all kinds of unexplored and tasteful sounds just waiting to be found at either end of the tonal spectrum. The gain gets another step with the Chug switch engaged, taking you into more saturated textures without losing the core voicing of this all-analog pedal. As with all Rorschach devices, the Misophenia is handmade in St. Louis and includes their signature glow ring indicator to bathe your pedal board in light while you destroy your clean tone. For more info, check out RorschachDevices.com. Alright, so at the beginning I showed you two different sounds coming from one guitar. This is a GCI Craftsman tuned to D standard, and I just wanted to kind of expand on that and show you how this pedal can really adapt to a D-tuned guitar and how you could just take it in different directions. So I just kind of want to focus on that EQ and the Chug switch, and then we'll get into some lower gain sounds as well. So you probably noticed when I increased the mids, it kind of got rid of or just overshadowed some of those crispier high-end frequencies. This 3-band EQ is very independent, but of course, if you have enough of one dialed in, it's gonna kind of take over, like I said. Let's go the other way with the mids and see how we could dial in some different sounds. Alright, so that's not even using the Chug switch, but it's a very beefy sound and also a very tight distortion. So let's just flick the switch and see what happens. And although it is a hard clipping distortion, let's back off on the gain, take that Chug switch off, and just really tweak the EQ and the output, and actually get some low gain sounds that don't even sound like a distortion pedal, just kind of sounds like a clean boost or an EQ. So you heard, it's just a very open tone, not a lot of drive there, and you could really crank up the output and get some very full and focused clean boost sounds as well. Let's get some higher gain sounds and really tweak the EQ and just kind of get a nice solid classic distortion tone. And like I did with the other guitar with the P90, let's just go from a medium gain sound to something a little fatter and chuggier with that switch in the middle. And you could really just go extremes on any of these EQ settings here. I'm going to just crank up the bass and the mids, and if you remember, the mids really just kind of takes over when it's full blown. So I don't have to really crank up the treble. I'm just going to kind of back it off to about 75%. And you know, just backing off the volume a little bit really has an effect on the general kind of presence of this sound. So I have it just below noon, and it's still plenty above unity gain. Well, that's the Misophenia from Rorschach Devices, a very unique distortion with an awesome 3-band EQ and of course that Chug switch, which is a lot of fun on any pickup. You can check it out at rorschachdevices.com. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you for the next Andy demo.